Okay, forget everything you thought you knew about AI. Seriously, this isn't just another update, it's a completely new way of working. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to turn GPT 5.4 into your most powerful employee and why, ignoring this is just not an option anymore. So, stop. If you're still using ChatGPT for just basic question and answer stuff, you're already playing a different, much slower game than the pros. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a total shift in what's even possible. Look, what I'm about to show you is how to turn your laptop into an actual autonomous assistant. This is the secret sauce that 90% of people are completely missing, and it's the reason that top 10% are pulling so far ahead of everyone else. Let's just make this super simple. The old way was kind of like asking a librarian for a book. The new way, it's like having an assistant who reads the book for you, writes the report, and then creates the presentation. You don't just get information anymore, you get finished work. It doesn't just tell you what to do, it literally does it. So how do you unlock all this power? Well, it all comes down to mastering these 4 modes. This is the framework that really separates the beginners from the pros, and it's surprisingly simple once you see how it works. So you've got auto mode, which is your default, and instant mode for quick, simple chats. But the real power, that lies in thinking mode for deep reasoning and complex problems. And then there's pro mode, which delivers like research-grade intelligence for the really serious enterprise-level tasks. But these modes aren't just about speed. They control something we call thinking depth. Think of it like this. It's the difference between a doctor making a super fast decision in an emergency versus performing a slow, really deliberate surgery. You can now tell your AI exactly how deeply it needs to analyze a problem. And the best part? You now have direct control over that. You can manually toggle the AI's thinking time. You can use light and standard for quick tasks, sure, but when you need that deep, nuanced analysis, you just switch it to extended. And for pro users, the heavy option unlocks the deepest possible reasoning for when the stakes are super high. All right, now let's get into the good stuff. The stuff the experts know but don't always share. It's time to bust a few myths that are probably holding you back from getting the most out of this tool. First up, this myth that a bigger model always means better results. This is such a common trap. Yeah, that's just a huge misconception. GPT 5.4 is actually token efficient. Now, you can think of tokens as like the basic building blocks of language for an AI. This new version gets more done using fewer of them, which directly saves you money and gets you results way faster. And then there's this one, this belief that AI is still just some fancy text generator. If you think this, you are dangerously out of date. This is where everything changes. GPT 5.4 has native computer use capability. It can literally move your mouse, type on your keyboard, run scripts, and manage your files. It's no longer just inside a chat window. It is an active agent on your actual desktop. And get this, the new context window, that's basically the AI's short-term memory, is now a massive 1 million tokens. You can drop an entire book, a huge code base, or a long video transcript into a single prompt, and it will remember all of it. This is a total game changer for deep research and complex coding projects. So what's the real expert secret? It's a technique called steering. See, when the AI is in thinking mode, it shows you its plan. The pro move is to actually interrupt it mid-process to refine its direction, instead of just, waiting for the final output. You become the conductor of the orchestra. So the crucial point is this. Beginners are still obsessed with writing the perfect prompt. Pros, they've shifted to actively managing the AI's thinking process, guiding its workflow, demanding deeper reasoning, and steering it towards the perfect outcome. It's a whole different ballgame. All right, enough theory, let's make this practical. Here is your action plan to start upgrading your skills, like today, right now. It's simple. 1. Go to the model picker and select thinking for any serious work. 2. Start using that thinking time toggle. 3. Set your custom instructions. 4. Activate computer use permissions. 5. Start practicing the steering technique on just a small task. And 6, leverage that huge context window by uploading an entire document, not just a little snippet. Take Rahul, right? He's a consultant who used to spend hours cleaning data in Excel. Now, he just gives the raw files to GPT 5.4, and it automatically creates the pivot tables, identifies key trends, and hands him a summary that's ready for his PowerPoint deck. He gets to focus on strategy, the AI handles all the grunt work. Or Priya, a developer. She uploaded a 50,000-line legacy codebase. In just 10 minutes, GPT found security vulnerabilities, suggested code improvements, and generated full documentation. What used to be a 2-day headache became a 10-minute task.
That's insane.
So it's time to stop just following the trends and actually start leading. If you remember nothing else from this, please lock in these 3 takeaways. First, GPT 5.4 is not a chatbot. It's an autonomous agent that does actual work on your computer. Second, you now have 4 distinct modes in that adjustable thinking depths to match any task you throw at it. And third, mastering this tool is literally what will separate you from your competition, period.
The AI revolution isn't coming. It's already here. So the only question left is, are you going to be a participant or are you going to be a leader? Now go out there and start building the future.